Okay, so I've got just a light tension on each one of the bolts. It actually improved things. So I just, until I get off to the very end or here, this is probably where I have wear in my miter gauge, which is 30 years old. And hit this thing, I use miter gauge like crazy. So I probably have some cast iron wear. But yeah, it's hovering right around 1,000 here over the main cutting portion, even maybe a little less. So yeah, that's it needed it. It was out a lot, and I could tell ripping stock. It just didn't seem right, and using my miter gauge, I wasn't getting the precision cuts that I normally get. Okay, so let me tighten this guy down, and I'll break this setup down and show you how I put the blade back in. Okay, everything's tightened back down, and I'm under 1,000 until I get to the very end of each one. So this is good. This is close enough for an old saw. I forgot to mention the other thing that I did during this tune-up is I made a little adjustment in my miter gauge bar to take any slop out of it. And the way you do that is I have a video on my YouTube channel of doing this. You take a metal punch and you just lightly put some peen marks here. You can see how many I've got that I've put in over 30 years. And I'm not talking about wailing on it. I'm talking about a light touch. And this will displace metal and actually make it come out and take up any slop in the miter gauge slot. So it's a real old time tested way of doing it. And so I didn't do this here on my cast iron table either. I took it over to my anvil, and you just put this here, just a light tap, and then just check it out, and it'll take any slop out just by displacing a little bit of metal around there. Okay, so let me go ahead and remove this plate, and you're like, well, how do you do it without two wrenches and no teeth to push on? Well, you just do this. You just basically do the same thing. You just bust it back the other way. And I'll grab the blade.